Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my mid-month March wrap-up. First off, apologies that I haven't gotten a video up in a couple of days. As I mentioned in a previous video, life has just been really crazily busy. I'm also a little bit sick at the moment, so that is adding to, me not really feeling like filming at the moment. But I really am getting behind, so I wanted to take this opportunity today to hopefully film this video and maybe a couple of others that I can hopefully post them over the next week or so and get back on track with my monthly videos. So I managed to read 5 books in the first half of March. It's not amazing, but I am pretty happy with it, and I am on track to finish everything that I mentioned in my March TBR video. So let's just jump straight in and we'll talk about the 5 books that I read. The first book that I completed is Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. This is the 3rd book in the Vampire Academy series. I read the first 2 back in February and I really enjoyed both of those. I gave both of those, I believe, 4.5 stars. Shadow Kiss, I gave 5 stars. The ending of this book was soul destroying in a way. Obviously I've heard a lot about the Vampire Academy series, but I've been surprisingly, unspoilt for a lot of the details within the story, and I really didn't expect kind of where this book went at the end, but I love that it went there. I just think this series, I just love all the relationships in it. I love the romantic relationships. I love the friendship. There were several parts at the end of this book that just, like I said, destroyed my soul. This is actually the first book that I had attempted to tab, and if you can see these here. So that was a lot of fun, and I am really enjoying this series. And yeah, as I said, this one was really amazing, and I gave it 5 stars. The second book I completed was Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is the final of Jane Austen's major works that I needed to pick up. I did really enjoy this. I didn't enjoy it as much as Pride and Prejudice. I know a lot of people say this is their favourite, but I do still prefer Pride and Prejudice, even if that is, a really cliche answer. I do think that is her best work and I absolutely adore it, but I did really love this. I love the main character of Anne, and it's actually really funny because I didn't realize that Anne was the main character. I didn't know too much about this going in, about what it was about, and when it was kind of first starting, I actually thought Anne's sister was the main character, and I was like, oh, I don't like this girl, at all. And then I realized that it was actually Anne who was the main character, because Anne is someone who kind of can fade into the background a little bit, not in a bad way. She is not kind of taking all the attention in her family or anything like that, and I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed Anne as a main character. I've heard that this has got one of the best love letters ever in it, and I have to agree, it was pretty damn good. It certainly made me swoon. I just really enjoyed this, and in the end I gave it 4 stars. The next book I completed is Poison Pen by Emily Rodda. This is the next book that I picked up in the Teen Power Inc. / Raven Hills mystery series that I've been rereading from my childhood. This was another really enjoyable installment that follows Elmo. I don't really have too much to say about it. It was really enjoyable, and I gave it 3.5 stars. The next book I picked up was The Silent Girls by Anne Troop. This is actually a book that I was approved for on NetGalley, so thank you to NetGalley and the publishers for approving me to read this one. This is a kind of a mystery-ish book that follows a woman whose aunt has died, and she is kind of the person who is having to go and deal with cleaning out the aunt's house so that they can get it ready for selling and things like that. And where the aunt lives is quite famous for having, she lives on the street where it was the site of kind of 5 quite famous murders, and she goes back to the house and she's just kind of dealing with this, and some kind of strange things start to happen, and it just kind of goes from there. I did enjoy this. It has the POVs in this swap really unexpectedly sometimes, and I found that really kind of disconcerting. The story was also a little too kind of interwoven for my liking. I was actually also surprised, for some reason, I don't know why, it may be to do with the cover image. I expected the main character to be someone in kind of her mid to late 20s, and the main character is actually more middle-aged. I believe she's in her late 40s or early 50s, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just when I realized, it like kind of took me out of the story a little bit, because I had to kind of reevaluate what I'd been thinking about the character. And I did enjoy it. It wasn't my favorite. It did have some problems, but it was okay. I ended up giving it 3 stars. And the final book I managed to complete in the first half of March was Blood Promise by Rochelle Mead. This is the 4th book in the Vampire Academy series. This is actually probably my least favourite of the series so far. I did still give it 4 stars. I did still enjoy it, definitely. I did find Rose a little bit more annoying in this one. I know that that is a problem a lot of people talk about with this series, that they can't stand Rose, and while I did find her a little bit more annoying, as I said, I kind of understand where she was coming from a little bit, but it was still kind of frustrating. This is definitely a slower installment in the series. There was also a couple of kind of squicky issues in this that I can't really talk about without spoiling it, that bothered me a little bit, but I did still really enjoy a bit. It's definitely an enjoyable series. I can't wait to move on to the 5th and 6th books and find out how this series ends. So in the end, as I said, I gave this one 4 stars. So those are the 5 books that I managed to complete in the first half of March. I would love to chat to you guys in the comments below if you've read any of these books and have any thoughts on them, or I'd love to talk to you guys about what you guys have been reading in the first half of March. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys!